People are waking up today and feeling like something just shifted in the background, even if they can't quite explain what it is yet. The headlines are loud, the rumors are louder, and the speculation is everywhere. Elon Musk, X, payments, crypto, XRP. When these words start appearing in the same conversation, attention spikes instantly. But before emotions take over, we need to slow this down and talk about what's actually happening, what's possible, and what's being misunderstood. Because here's the truth most people won't tell you up front. Real changes in financial systems don't arrive with fireworks. They arrive quietly through infrastructure, incentives, and alignment. The shock isn't usually the event itself. The shock is realizing how long the groundwork has already been in place. Now, before we go any further, if you appreciate deep dives like this that focus on understanding instead of hype, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps this channel reach people who want clarity, not clickbait. And trust me, what we're unpacking today deserves your full attention. Elon Musk doesn't think in quarters. He thinks in systems. Whether you like him or not, his track record shows one consistent pattern. He targets broken infrastructure, then rebuilds it in a way that feels obvious only after it's already done. Payments are one of the most broken systems on the planet. Slow, expensive, fragmented, controlled by outdated rails that were never designed for a digital-first world. X, formerly Twitter, isn't just a social media platform anymore. It's evolving into something closer to a digital town square with financial ambitions. Musk has openly talked about turning X into an everything app, and when people hear that, they usually imagine features, messaging, video, payments, but they miss the deeper layer. An everything app doesn't work unless the payment layer is fast, scalable, global, and compliant. This is where XRP enters the conversation, not as a rumor, not as a guarantee, but as a logical candidate in a very specific context. XRP was built for one thing above all else: moving value quickly and cheaply across borders. Not hypothetically, not someday. It's already doing that. While most crypto projects focus on speculation, XRP's design focuses on settlement. That difference matters more than most people realize. Now let's be very clear, because YouTube policy matters, and so does reality. There is no official announcement that X is integrating XRP. No confirmed partnership, no signed deal made public. Anyone claiming certainty is misleading you. What we are talking about here is alignment. Technological, structural, and strategic alignment. Elon Musk has criticized slow financial systems repeatedly. He's also shown interest in crypto payments, but with strong opinions about efficiency and usability. Bitcoin, for example, is secure but slow and expensive for everyday payments. Ethereum is powerful but congested and costly during peak demand. XRP was designed to solve exactly those pain points. The real question isn't, will X use XRP? The real question is, what kind of payment system does X need to become what Musk wants it to be? An everything app handling massive daily transaction volume cannot rely on slow settlement. It cannot afford unpredictable fees. It cannot scale globally if every transaction costs dollars instead of fractions of a cent. These aren't ideological arguments, they're engineering realities. XRP's ledger settles transactions in seconds. Fees are tiny. The network is stable. These are facts, not hype. And they are the same qualities any large-scale payment platform would require. Now here's where the suspense really begins to build. If a platform like X were to integrate a crypto-based settlement layer, any crypto, it wouldn't just affect users. It would affect perception. It would normalize digital assets in a way no bull market ever could, because adoption beats speculation every single time. Think about what happens when payments become invisible, when users don't think about blockchains, wallets, or gas fees. They just send value the way they send a message. That's the moment crypto stops being a niche and starts becoming infrastructure. XRP has always been positioned closer to infrastructure than entertainment, and infrastructure doesn't trend on social media. It operates quietly until it's indispensable. This is why some people feel like something big is about to happen, even without a clear trigger. It's not about tomorrow's price candle. It's about long-term positioning. Elon Musk understands leverage, not financial leverage, system leverage. One integration can change behavior for millions of users overnight. That's why speculation around X and payments matters, even without confirmation. But let's ground this again. Nothing here is financial advice. This is analysis, context, and education. Markets are volatile. Outcomes are uncertain. Anyone telling you otherwise is selling confidence, not truth. What's undeniable is this. The conversation itself signals something important. XRP is being discussed in the context of real-world platforms, not just crypto-native ecosystems. That alone represents a shift. Most crypto projects never escape the echo chamber. XRP has always aimed outward, toward banks, institutions, payment providers. Whether that strategy succeeds or not, it places XRP in a different category. And when someone like Elon Musk talks about rebuilding payments, it forces people to reevaluate which technologies are actually ready for that role. This isn't about hype, it's about fit. If you're still watching, stay with me, because this story isn't about one man, one platform, or one asset. It's about how digital value moves in the future, and who's positioned to support that movement when the spotlight turns on. Because when you zoom out even further, you start to see why this conversation keeps resurfacing again and again, even without official confirmation. It's not because people are chasing rumors, it's because the direction of technology, finance, and user behavior keeps pointing toward the same conclusion. Payments are becoming embedded, invisible, and instant, and the platforms that control attention will eventually control transactions as well. X already controls attention. Millions of conversations, news cycles, opinions, and cultural moments pass through it every single day. Attention is the hardest thing to earn in the digital world, and X has it. What it doesn't fully control yet is the movement of value inside that attention layer. And historically, whenever attention and payments merge, the result is transformative. Look at what happened when online marketplaces added built-in payments. Look at what happened when mobile apps removed friction from sending money. Each time behavior changed permanently. Users didn't just adopt the feature, they reorganized their habits around it. That's the kind of shift people are sensing here. Now think about the scale problem. A global platform cannot rely on region-specific systems if it wants to operate seamlessly. Credit cards are slow, bank transfers are fragmented, international payments are expensive, even modern fintech solutions still rely on legacy rails underneath. That creates bottlenecks. If X wants to operate as a true global financial layer, it needs something that works across borders without asking permission from dozens of intermediaries. That's not ideology, that's logistics. This is why blockchain-based settlement keeps coming back into the conversation despite market cycles and public skepticism. Not because it's trendy, but because it solves a coordination problem that traditional systems struggle with. And among blockchain systems, very few were designed with institutional scale settlement in mind from the beginning. Most were built for decentralization experiments, store of value narratives, or programmable contracts. XRP was built to move value efficiently between parties that don't necessarily trust each other. That distinction matters. Another layer most people miss is regulatory posture. Platforms operating at scale cannot afford constant legal uncertainty. They need assets and systems that can survive scrutiny, not avoid it. XRP's history has forced it into conversations about compliance, classification, and use cases in a way many other digital assets haven't experienced yet. That process has been slow and messy, but it has also stress-tested the ecosystem around XRP. Systems that survive stress tend to be more resilient over time. Now let's talk about Elon Musk's pattern again, because this is where the suspense really tightens. He doesn't usually announce grand plans before the groundwork exists. He builds quietly, tests publicly, then scales rapidly once the structure is ready. By the time the public realizes what's happening, the decision has already been made internally. That doesn't mean XRP is the answer. It means XRP fits a very specific set of requirements that any serious payment system would need to meet. Speed, cost efficiency, scalability, reliability. Those aren't opinions, they're engineering constraints.